Hola, my friends. Welcome back to the Yoni Swell podcast. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, welcome. This is a space where we explore nervous system regulation, embodiment, and conscious awareness through the lens of the body and the cosmos. In so many words, this is a space for tapping into nature's practices and allowing that wisdom to expand within our own lives in order to create a life that is aligned with our values and desires. And so this is shared for educational and reflective purposes only. Take a moment and arrive here, ground in here, and allow yourself to receive this information. Today I am talking about Uranus entering the sign of Gemini. And this involves a major energetic shift that we are all experiencing now, that we've been sensing, that we've been feeling for maybe even a year or so. And this is when it accelerates. So tune into your own presence and awareness. And before we move forward, we get to honor what we are moving through at this time and reflect on what we all have been experiencing, shifting, deconditioning, and transforming since the year 2018, when Uranus first went into the sign of Taurus. Now, let's break down these archetypes so that you can relate. The archetype of Taurus is ruled by Venus. And so the questions that we get to ask ourselves are, what do I truly value? Where have I been outsourcing my worth? How do I relate to myself? And therefore, how do I relate to others? This has not been a subtle transition and journey through the sign of Taurus. There has definitely been some restructuring of self-worth at the root level. Literally, your root chakra has been completely deconditioned and opened up, related to themes around money, your body, stability, safety, love. They have all been in a process of rewiring, which can be uncomfortable. But the intention is from an evolutionary point of view. And we are going to explore this from an evolutionary astrology lens. And when I say evolutionary, I mean there is a process of evolution taking place on a soul level where we are all confronted with going within and getting to the root level of our patterns, our behaviors, our values, and to really ask ourselves who we are, how we show up in our own energy, how we contribute to the world, starting with ourselves, our families, our friends, our communities, and how we are truly co-creators and really getting in touch with we can make a difference and create a life that resonates with who we naturally are. And we can make the world a better place with and for everyone else at the same time. So come with me on this journey today of talking about what Uranus going into the sign of Gemini can look like. This is a 7 to 8 year transit, and our realities are going to accelerate and change rapidly starting tomorrow, April 25th, 2026. And the thing is that we've already been preparing for this, whether we know it or not. And we have already seen the signs of this, whether we are aware of it or not. And honestly, people have been preparing for this behind the scenes when it comes to technology for more than 20 years, closer to maybe 100 years. And that is a different subject matter for a different day. I just want to make it clear that so much of what we are going to tangibly see come to light and come into our physical reality is happening literally very rapidly within the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So remember that there is an intention behind what we can identify in the cosmos. From an evolutionary astrology lens, there are patterns playing out. Our physical reality can reflect what is happening in the cosmos and vice versa. The cosmos reflect what is happening in our physical reality. And the truth is that Uranus in Taurus has been liberating us, each and every one of us, from inherited values that perhaps may have never been ours in the first place. So take a moment and reflect on how your life has changed since the year 2018 and how it relates and correlates to your self-worth, your values, and your self-love, how you relate to yourself and how you relate to others, your relationships. So let's break down the archetype of Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius, which is ruled by the planet Uranus. Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. This is the force of awakening, liberation, innovation, higher truth, cosmic intelligence, your nervous system, sudden insights, and unexpected information that disrupts, but only to transform and liberate us from the known. Aquarius and the planet Uranus represent freedom from the known and liberation from previous conditioning. Aquarius and the sign of Uranus, it correlates to the electricity we feel in our body. It's our nervous system. It also rules electricity. And so when Uranus moves through a sign, which it takes 84 years to move around the sun, and so this is a once in a lifetime transit wherever Uranus is traveling through at this time. And the way in which we feel Uranus transits, we feel it internally as if there's an activation that is happening within our body's consciousness, which leads to the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. Taurus is the body, the earth. Venus is the heart. And Venus represents our values, self-worth, sensuality, stability, relationship. It's everything that you are attached to that you find joy in. And so it has to do with our physical reality, our attachments, what we are emotionally attached to, and all of the things that you create and bring into your life that bring you joy, where you are experiencing love. And that's why there's such a strong attachment to Venus themes. Venus is our relationships. It's our relationship with ourselves and with others. And Venus asks us, the heart chakra asks us, are you able to receive? What is your relationship with receiving? Can you feel your inherent worth without needing to prove it? Can you just embody your self-worth? I think that Uranus traveling through the sign of Taurus has really taught us that, or awakened us to getting in tune with that question in itself. Am I living from a place that represents my true self-worth, or am I operating from false core beliefs that are not in resonance with who I naturally am? And so with Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini, we look to Mercury, and now we're shifting into the mind. We go from the body's consciousness to the mind. And Gemini represents perception, language, communication, pattern recognition, and really it's our daily immediate realities. So Uranus moving into Gemini is going to affect our immediate reality, It's your neighborhood. It literally is driving your car from one point to the next in your everyday travel routine type of situation. And remember that, Mercury is the messenger from the gods. But with Mercury as the messenger, it's really important to be in touch with your mind, body, heart, spirit connection, because the mind can play tricks on us, right? The mind is another tool that we get to utilize. And so it governs thought loops, narratives, and how meaning is created. Gemini is gathering information so that you can form an opinion that is in resonance with your truth. And also, there is the truth, and two things can be true at the same time. So, Uranus moving into Gemini, what is actually happening here? As this happens, the awakening moves into the mind. The liberation that we're going to experience will be in the mind. Remember that, and this is something I haven't mentioned yet, Uranus is our higher intelligence, and it's also the higher octave of Mercury. And so Uranus, as the cosmic intelligence, the higher mind, is bringing information, dropping downloads into Mercury, into our human mind, so that we can have the resources and information we need in order to invent, to create. Remember, Uranus is the great inventor. It is the avant-garde, unique energy that literally will not ever follow the status quo and is here to create new pathways and bring in new information that helps us completely liberate from our previous conditioning. And remember that Uranus represents transformation, and it's quick transformation. It's like lightning bolt changes, dropping in, handling literally in a moment. And as our minds and our thought processes and the way in which we have been thinking, communicating, is completely being liberated and really blasted open, so that the old, outdated mental patterns of the past can be dissolved and the new ones can come in and really allow a brand new, freedom driven, forward thinking, creating vision and present reality to take form. And this is where we get to really drop into our heart to make sure that we are leading from the heart, operating from the heart. And when it comes to those who have experienced trauma, really, that gets to be healed. The old thought loops, those get to dissolve. So the old stories like, I am not safe, I am not enough, I need to control this situation in order to survive, I need to figure it out with my mind. These are not truths, right? They're nervous system imprints and patterns. And so Uranus in Gemini is beginning to interrupt them. Just take a moment right now and reflect on the last week of your life. And have you had these bursts of old thought patterns, or almost like it feels like a congested cluster of thoughts that are in resonance with an old belief or an old story that kept you small? They are literally coming to the surface and being blasted away. That is Uranus moving into Gemini. And so it's also important to remember that the planet Venus was just conjunct, meeting up with the planet Uranus at 0 degrees of Gemini on April 23rd. And she moves forward. She moves on into Gemini, leading the way. The divine feminine is leading the way and creating the nest for this Uranus to enter Gemini as our entire realities change, transform, and we now create a new reality because we are the co-creators of our lives. And so these are all the ingredients of how we are witnessing our reality changing. And this process is happening rapidly at lightning bolt speed. And our nervous systems will be getting upgrades, and a new form of feeling is developing right now. And so this is coming into our conscious awareness. And because Uranus rules the nervous system, this transit starts with mental capacity, but actually it's somatic. We are going to experience this through the vagus nerve, right? So faster thoughts, heightened awareness, sudden clarity, moments where everything feels maybe like too much, but it is an upgrade versus a dysfunction, dysregulation. However, this is when learning how to regulate your nervous system is really important because it's reorganizing. So this invitation is to regulate through these changes that we are experiencing in our body, in our minds, and the heart really is the anchor. And so as this evolution is taking place, that you will witness in your everyday reality as everything is changing, this will help you stay grounded and actually reauthor how you want your life to look and the foundation from which you're operating. So we cannot ignore that Uranus and Gemini correlates with rapid technological advancement. We are seeing it right now. AI, communication, information, acceleration. And here is the truth. Technology will expand. It's inevitable. The question is, will your awareness expand with it? Because it's a tool. Technology is a tool to help make humanity better, not to take over it, because you as a human with a heart cannot be replaced. And tools are neutral. They're powerful because of the consciousness that's using them, i.e., you. So there is discernment that's necessary around who is creating the AI, who is using the AI, and what they're using it for. Discernment is a really good word to move with as your partner throughout these next 5, 10 years and beyond. To connect with your heart, to embody and operate from your intuition, your presence. These are the parts of you that are not replaceable. And we need you. The planet needs you. The people around you need you. We need that heart-led consciousness. So returning to the heart while expanding our mind is a core theme here. And this is where balance gets to be integrated and embodied, expanded. As our minds expand, we anchor deeper into the heart. Without our heart, without the mind, there are fragments. And when we are heart-led, the mind continues to become a tool for creation, and that we can call embodied intelligence, the human spirit, the essence of being a human, your own unique energy and what you are here to co-create with those you love and for yourself and with the planet. So from an evolutionary astrology lens, you are here to be in your freedom, free from the known, liberated from previous conditioning, observing your thoughts, allowing you to rewire and to transcend forward with what feels natural to you. And to remember that you are a sovereign being who is autonomous, a co-creator with the universe. And Uranus and Gemini reminds us, you choose. your thoughts. You choose what means something to you. You choose how to create a new internal reality that will then reflect in your external reality. So much of what we are going to experience is healing the mind through the body, right? So it's not just about mindset. This is where embodied awareness comes in. Healing happens when our body feels safe, when our nervous system regulates, knowing the practices that we need. For example, meditation, breath work, surfing, being in the ocean, being in water, even playing golf. Playing golf can absolutely help regulate your nervous system. It's whatever those practices are that help you ground into your present awareness and your energy and your own emotional balance and regulation. And so this is also about embracing what's different about you. And so if this resonates with you, if you're feeling these shifts in your mind, in your body, and in your awareness right now in this moment, this week, this month, the last year, remember that you are not alone. And this is exactly why I created the Yoni Swell Resets, which is a nervous system regulation activation guide. Self-paced, it's a meditation along with some tools. And so it's a space that you can create for yourself to come back into your body, to regulate your nervous system whenever you need it, and reconnect with your intuitive intelligence. That is our superpower. That is what makes us unique. And you can download it. The information is below in the description box. And so if you're feeling called to go deeper because you're ready, because you've already been doing the inner work and perhaps you've already leveled up and you're ready to take it to the next level for yourself, I offer one-on-one containers designed to support this exact process at your pace, in your body, in your truth, so that you can create a life that is integrated and feeling natural to you, where you feel clear, confident, empowered, authentic, and ready to seize the day, to slay the day, and create a life that's in alignment with your values. It's about empowered choices. And so thank you for being here, and take a moment to yourself and acknowledge that you showed up today for yourself, and be open to what you are ready to integrate in your life. And remember to trust yourself, because your own nervous system is constantly speaking to you. Your intuition, that inner guidance, that compass is always speaking to you. It's always nudging you with love, with kindness, compassion, from a place of unconditional love. Never a place of judgment, never a place of criticism. And it speaks softly. Tune into how you connect with that part of you. Is it through nature? What are the activities where you feel like that part of you comes alive? I am at a place where my intuition is always with me. I can hear her always speaking to me. And that is different than the mind. That is different than your thoughts just being consumed with the mind chatter. And that's part of the work that we do. In the one-on-one containers, we go into what that looks like for you. So I'm honored to share this space with you. I look forward to connecting with you on the next one. I am sending you oceans of love, and I celebrate with you this Uranus entering Gemini, which is truly new terrain. Uranus hasn't been in the sign of Gemini in 84 years. and was not in the sign of Taurus for 84 years. And so this is a once in a lifetime transit to really harness and take a moment to check in with what these archetypes mean for you. I am sending you oceans of love. I look forward to connecting with you on the next one, and take care.